Nestled in the extreme northeastern part of India, Nagaland is home to the Nagas. Nagas are proud tribals, and every village takes pride in its own distinct dialect, traditions, costumes and habits. Nagaland is the 16th state of India and is made up of 11 districts and 74 blocks. Poverty in Nagaland remains pervasive. Poverty is particularly acute in the rural areas, where majority of the population has no access to electricity, safe drinking water or sanitation. High dependency on agriculture, infrastructural bottlenecks saddled with urban-centric growth opportunities and lack of access to institutional finance is leading to poor quality of life. Though Nagaland has been confronted with special constraints and challenges, the ever-resilient Naga women never gave up hope. Today, they are sensing something unique: empowerment, leadership, and surge in confidence. The program that brought about this ray of hope is Nagaland State Rural Livelihoods Mission under the National Rural Livelihoods Mission (Nsrlm). Nsrlm was launched in Nagaland on the 5th of December 2013. The state mission embodies the principles and vision of Nsrlm while keeping in mind the unique features of the state. Out of 11, 9 districts will be covered by Nsrlm, and the remaining 2 districts are taken up by the Northeast Rural Livelihoods Project or NERLP.
I can say without hesitation that Nsrlm program has come to stay in the state that will ultimately lead to overall development of our rural economy in the state.
At the heart of this program is a strong belief that even the poorest of poor have innate capabilities, and when the potential of poor is unleashed, it is possible to bring poor families out of poverty. The focus of the mission is to organize the poor, facilitate and build capacities of the poor to create a sensitive support environment of their own, and show the path to capital towards enhancing the livelihoods of rural poor. Accordingly, the aim of Nsrlm is to mobilize one woman member from each rural poor household into self-help groups or SHGs.
Weekly gefugedu se tu ava sisa hako weekly gefugedu hiluhi be benefit ke kongo gese tu ava hako weekly gefugedu hiluhin ho ki kola chava sisa hako kiko ope meshi ke soko se bevo ke za ne hako ke fugedu se tu ava sisa ke ripoche meta hako weekly savings se beba ke se tu ava hako weekly ekamiki ke fugedu se tu ava se bine hako dolo so min se mo swashi mo so min hato tu mo swashi se ko pese o ko pikese se tu ava mo hako hilohi kabese pikese lo interest ke ta tholom pese ke fugedu se tu ava.
Nsrlm has adopted a social capital-led phased implementation plan by following resource block strategy. Intensive implementation starts with select blocks in the state. The social capital from the first phase resource blocks will enable organic scaling through local CRPs and other community cadres to the rest of the blocks in a phased manner.
I'm confident that this resource block strategy will ultimately be an effective instrument to make the program a success in the state.
The CRP strategy forms the core of resource block strategy implementation. As part of this strategy, the focus is on capacity building of the community so that they implement the program as partners, not as beneficiaries. Community resource persons lead the process of social mobilization. CRPs are SHG members who have come out of poverty and are willing to share their experiences with other poor women. The belief is that only those whose lives are transformed by this process can bring about change in others.
She's also from poor family and she joined in SSG and her life changed a lot.
This transformation makes the CRPs a source of inspiration for other members of the community.
నాకు అప్పుడు సంఘాలలో జయించగలిగినందుకే నేను ఈ సంఘాలలో వచ్చి నా లెక్కటి పేదవాళ్ళు కూడా ఇక్కడ ఉండకూడదు, పేదరికాన్ని దాటాలా, నేను పేదరికాన్ని జయించాను, వీళ్ళు కూడా పేదరికాన్ని జయించాలని నేను వీళ్ళకి స్టేట్ సిఆర్పిగా వచ్చి సంఘాలుగా చేయనికి వచ్చాను.
The project believes that SHGs and their emerging organizations shall remain engaged with the poor families until they come out of poverty. This requires sustained capacity building and hand-holding support for their families through self-help groups. Nsrlm aims to achieve this by developing an internal sensitive support structure. Women activists are identified from the community at the time of social mobilization in the village. These women themselves have become members of SHG. They conduct the meetings of their SHGs by duly adhering to Panch Sutras. Their groups are model groups, and these women also show willingness to mobilize other poor families into SHGs. These are usually women with the ability to understand, practice and articulate.
Hago kene ke Andhra Pradesh lo training package sa thu mo progress lo te ma ke homi ko ke sesine external CRPs ne ke se pe kho hago enna mi ko fe hi mo ke se sa hago ko ke se ke re se thu se ma hago e kho enna lo ke se ne hago ke se ne ha thu ke ba to ki group lo ko ne meeting thu ke re o ko meeting lo ko ke re se thu mo ko register ko yo me ho se sa ko chat ko lo shwe o ko fi ke re se thu sa va mo ko ha ko ke se ne zene ki me rene group lo le so ke mo SSG lo thu so ke mo so ko so shiri.
In a small village called Nsrlm under Futsaro subdivision of Fig district in Nagaland, 54-year-old Keveko E. Kaf, hailing from an economically deprived agriculture family, she realized her own strength and found confidence after forming the Vekehe self-help group with a group of friends.
Ya ta tini SSG hina da lo lue ke zhe shi ani da. Ya afa de ku che sru ba ne SSG hina da lo lue ke zhe shi ani da. Emi no ka tui a chero che sru ba la nian zu SSG hina da lo hi lu lo de ke zhe shi me sru ba. Nia SSG hina da lo lue ke zhe shi a li ci fu zhi a we ci me we a li ci fu zhi xia da ji ge shi zhe nie bu a.
Nsrlm encourages poor women to make small savings by forming self-help groups so that their collectives ultimately become bankable at reduced rate of interests. This requires sustained capacity building and hand-holding support along with access to finance. The project also provides revolving fund and community investment fund following certain protocols.
Diqm hane ben lo vonevo account khuli doshi chine account goi khuli shida sasa chine diqm hane pisa vo deposit doshi shogoi thushi sasa diqm hane la vonevo pisa goi draw doshi shogoi thushi ko thoilo vo is hawa hawla mhagevi qamvi koingoi hawo tsishine hawo mhatho shide izowe.
The members of self-help group came to us with meticulous record of bookkeeping and with their individual plans, and they have good record of repayment with us, and repayment is also on time.
As the SHGs and federations grow and mature, they will be capacitated to leverage various financial and livelihood services and enable their members to come out of poverty. Financial empowerment of poor women leads to the empowerment of the society. Since women are the fulcrum of every family, a substantial rise in the household income means all-round development of the family. 37-year-old Ajita Nepun has not only built up her life but impacted her village as a forerunner. Her story of hard life was never bigger than her determination to live a successful life.
আমি তো বেশি টুক থাকে গেনে আইছে এটো বড় ফাবনা করেছে self-help group form করে Self help group form কৰি বলে 60খন লোকতে চাইছে আমি 60খন লোকতে ঘৰ যাই কিনে 60 আপুনি কানটো সেলফ হেল্প গ্ৰুপ বনাবলৈ মন আছে না নাই এটো শুনি কিনে সেলফ হেল্প গ্ৰুপ একটা বনাব হৈ কিনে 60খনকে কৈ কিনে ফৰ্ম কৰিছে আৰু সেলফ হেল্প গ্ৰুপ বনা পিছতে আমি বেছি মদত পাইছে নিজে লাগবলৈ মন থাকা আৰু লাইফটো চেঞ্জ কৰিব কৈ কিনে সেলফ হেল্প গ্ৰুপ কৰি কিনে ফৰ্ম হৈ কিনে আৰু বেছি মদত পাইছে আৰু লাইফটো বেছি আলাগ হৈছে এটো পৰা 60খন বি সেলফ হেল্প গ্ৰুপ বনাইলে ভাল আছে
These institutions of the poor have the mandate to monitor, guide and build capacities of its members and support them to come out of poverty. Nsrlm aims to achieve this by facilitating the formation of higher level organizations of the SHGs at the village and cluster level. To provide continuous support, Nsrlm has placed a dedicated structure at the state, district and block level to implement approved program components.
As of now, we have entered in 157 villages. 15,000 women have been organized and form 1,571 SHGs. By the end of 2021, we are expected to have more than 30,000 SHGs.
Nagaland's State Rural Livelihoods Mission has a daunting target to reach out, mobilize and support 2,77,491 rural poor households across 11 districts, 74 blocks, 1,408 villages and stay engaged with them till they come out of poverty. The women of Nagaland have started dreaming to dream. The dream of access to credit, access to multiple livelihoods. The dream to live a life of dignity.